Welcome to another episode of How to Draw a Grain System. This is going to be the second video. So if you haven't watched the first, I would say watch the first. But we're going to start out at graybert.com, the website where you get the software. And we're going to look at some of the pricing and some of the options. So right here we have pricing and licensing. There have the Aries map, the Ars map, Ars mechanical, which that one there I've never played with at all. Looks very interesting. Then they have the Ars Commander, the Touch for your mobile device, and the CUDA, the CloudCAD. So let's look at Trinity. Trinity is all three. Trinity is all three. The price is $350 for a year, which sounds expensive for a program on your computer, but it's actually, I would say, very inexpensive for what it's capable of doing. If you're going to draw projects for customers, it's very inexpensive. The 1 year is $350, 3 years is $700, and the perpetual is $1,100. So if you're actually going to use it for a business, I would get the perpetual license. If you just want to try it for yourself to draw your own grain system, you can save $350 in a poor design grain system pretty quick. So the $350 is not that big of an expense. So the product is Ars Commander. But if we look here with this drop down arrow and we say Ars Commander standalone, this is what I would get. This is what I would buy. This is $950. It's the perpetual license. It does everything you need to do. I will be showing an app later on how to view these DWG files on your tablet or smartphone, but the apps don't work very well for drawing. You don't draw on the app. The apps are for viewing. So for myself, this is the good license for the Ars Commander. So I just thought I'd look at some of the pricing options because Ars Commander Flex, you can get $1,200 or for perpetual, or 1 year for $450. That's for a Flex floating license. So the least cost way to go is the Ars Trinity. That's $350 for 1 year. And then, yeah, that's going to be your lowest cost to get in it for a year is $350. Otherwise, you're better off going with a perpetual. So now that we looked over that, we're going to get out of that and go start doing some drawings. So we opened our program. I have a 3-year license. We're going to hit close. We are going to right click in the sender. We're going to go down, hit options, drawing styles, drawing settings, and then unit systems, and we're going to change that to architectural. Okay, and then we're going to go up here. We're going to start by drawing a grain bin. So we're going to draw a circle that's 24 foot because we want to draw a grain system that holds 150,000 bushel. We're going to draw a grain system that holds 150,000 bushel and has a wet bin and dryer. So we go over here to home, we hit extrude. This is some select and enter. This is repetitive stuff from last time. And we're doing this just so we remember. So we're 2D circle, and we're going to draw 25 foot. This is for the concrete. So we're going to extrude this concrete pad right away. So select it, enter, and we're going to go 3 foot because that makes a really nice grain system. We're going to select this bin ring. We're going to move it from the bottom X to the top X there. And then we're going to select that ring. We're going to copy. We're going to go straight up, and we're going to say, whoops, we got to go straight. And we say 44 inches, enter, 88 inches, enter. Now we have 3 rings, and we want 9, so that way it holds 50,000 bushel. So we select all of them, and we hit copy, collect the, move up there. That's 2 sets, so that's 6 rings, and that should be 9 rings. So if I am looking correctly, this should be 9 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So now we need to put a roof on it. So to put a roof on, we're going to come over here to the 3D face, hit the drop down arrow, select cone. As we go across that top edge, we're going to have this X pop up in the middle, so that means that's our center point. Left click on that X. Now it says specify radius. We're going to say 24.5 because we want 24.5 foot. Then we have a 6.5 foot overhang over the edge of the bin. And the top radius, we're going to do 16 inches. So we have a 32-inch peak opening. Specify height on a 48-foot bin is 15, I think 15 foot. Let me look. So I use my calculator, 32 degrees, 24. A is 15 foot, yes. Specify surface segments. 48-foot bin has 48-foot roof panels. 48 roof panels. Enter. Now we have our bin. So I'm not going to do a lot of time spending on the bin building. If you slow down, follow after every move I do, you can see how I'm doing it, but I'm going to kind of speed through the bin building because I did show that in the last video. Now we're going to hit the half moon top here so we can see a top-down view because we want to copy this bin. So we select the whole bin, we right-click, and then we hit copy. Just click anywhere on the screen. We move to the side, and we want 6 foot between these bins. So we are going to say 54 foot, center to center. And 54 foot. Whoops. Moved that one up somehow. Copy. 54 foot. That turned out right. So now we need to build an elevator because we want to set 2 elevators in here to fit. Actually, let's build a wet bin first. So I like big wet bins. So let's go to here to circles and let's build a 13-foot circle. This is the concrete for the wet bin. We're going to do a 24-foot bin, so we start with a 26-foot concrete. We go to home, we go to extrude, we're going to select that, hit enter, and we're going to go 4 foot. We're going to put that bin up on high enough, wet bin up on high enough concrete, the unload can dump directly into the elevator. Now we're going to draw another circle, which is the bin ring. And we're going to go 12 foot, home, extrude, select that circle, hit enter. We're going to do 44-inch rings. Now we're going to move this, right? We left click, go across it, left click again. Now we right click, go up here and move. Now as we come across here, we find our 2 center points. We click on the lower center point. We come across here, we find our 2 center points. We click on the upper center point. There. Now we select this ring, right click, copy. We just click anywhere, move straight up and go 44 inches, enter, 88 inches, enter. That gives us 3 rings. Reason I don't keep going is I don't know the math that well in my head. So now we select the 3 and we hit copy. Now we go to the next, to 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go up here to the top one. That's 9 rings. That's 12 rings. That's going to make a really nice wet bin. Now we need to put a roof on it. So we go up here to our cone where it was the 3D face. And we drop down, hit the cone. So we click on the cone here in the mesh and come down across. Get that top center point, left click on there. And then we say we need 12.5 foot radius for the bottom. Top radius is 16 inches. And the height is going to be 7.5 foot, because it's going to be half of what the 48-foot bin was. Number of surface segments, 24 roof panels on a 24-foot bin. There. We have our wet bin. Now we're going to look at our system from the top. Now, to keep things in line, we're going to go up here to 2D drafting. We're going to make a line. We're going to select on the edge of that grain bin and make a straight line up here. And then we're going to make another line right here. You don't have to do this. It's just the way I make sure I keep my stuff in line. The way I can build things proportional. I want to make sure I'm within that range. Now we're going to select these lines and delete. Now, we need an elevator to set in here. Actually, 2 elevators, a wet elevator and a dry elevator. So how do we build an elevator? So because my computer is low power, and I'm guessing you probably don't have a high-powered computer also, we're going to go up here and we're going to start another page. I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to options, drawing settings, units. I'm going to change decimal to architectural, hit OK. Then we're going to open another page and we're going to do the same thing again. Now the reason that I'm opening so many pages is because of the low power on my computer. If I have a bunch of equipment drawn on a page and I try building 3D blocks on this page, I'm going to start running into trouble where my computer will crash. I mean, not my computer, but the program will crash because my computer can't do all the calculations at once. The new blocks and the correlation with the old blocks, because this software is simple to run, but yet it's doing all the calculations in as much detail as AutoCAD or any CAD drawing software. So we're going to go to a blank page here. Now, we're going to build an elevator, but if you are a grain equipment dealer, you're going to do this totally different than if you are a farmer. So we're going to start with the way a farmer would do it, because if you're a dealer and you're just starting this, you probably don't have any blocks from your manufacturers. So we are going to start with going to the internet, and we're going to go to Honeyville because that was a quick one for me. We're going to go to Bucket Elevators, and we're going to go to their literature. Here it gives us all the dimensions of a Honeyville bucket elevator. So if we zoom out here a little bit, we can get everything, the dimensions of the bucket elevator. Now I'm going to zoom it out to where I got this on my screen. I'm going to go down here and select my snipping tool, select new, and I'm going to snip this. Now there's different ways to do this. You can print this off and set it next to your computer. You can look at it and say, well, I'm going to do something close. It's however you want to go about it. But this is the way we're going to do it. Training elevators. So we're going to save that, snip, because we have our dimensions here, and we're going to draw an elevator from these dimensions in the CAD drawing. So I made sure I knew where I saved that snip. You can print off the information or whatever, but I'm going to go to Insert. Okay, we go to Insert, then we go over here to Attach. We hit the drop down and we select Image. Now this says all supported files, but that's not correct. We're going to have to go to all files, not just supported files. And we're going to go to GDR snip because that's where my file should be. Yes, there it is, training elevator. Open, okay. And we have our drawing. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw an elevator. Here F is, if we look, let's do this one here. Let's just say 5,000, 8,000. So 54 to 36. And F and J is what matters. So F and J. If we look here, F is 55 and an eighth, and J is 34. So 55 and 34. 55 and 34. What's the height of the elevator? H is the height of the boot. So H is 56 inches high and 55 inches wide. So the boot is 56 inches high and 55 inches wide. So 55, here, 55 and 56. So we're going to go in here, 2D drafting. I'm Gonna make a line, and we're gonna make it 56 inches, enter. Wait, remember, 56 inches wide, high. Whoops, that didn't work. I'm gonna delete that line. We're gonna go up here, move out of the way. So it's 55 inches. Enter. 56 inches, enter. 55, enter. Okay. 56 high, 55 wide. So now the boots, the trunking sections, we're making this first grade drawing. And this elevator, they're 10-foot sections. And we just need to know what's in between. So J is 34 and 7/8 in between. So we're going to do a little drawing. 34.75, we're going to say, between them. So let's start with our line. We're going to start here, and we're going to go up 9 foot 11 inch. And the reason we're going to do that is we want a 1/2 inch flange on top and bottom. We want a 1/2 inch, so 9 foot 11 inch. And we're going to go up this side, 9 foot 11 inch, enter. Okay, that is the center of our trunking. Now we're going to take a line, we're going to start in the middle. I don't remember, how many inches was this? Sorry, that's 4 foot 7 inches. Okay, so that's easy enough. We start in the middle and we go out a 1/2 inch, 0.5 inch, and then half of 4 foot 7 inches is 2 foot 3.5, so 2 foot 3.5 inches, enter. And then we're going to go up, no, we need to go out another 1 inch for a lip, enter. And we need to go up this way 0.5 inch, enter. And then we need to go this way 1 inch, enter, because we want to make our lip on there a 1 inch lip. So now we're going to go up here 9 foot 11 inches, enter. And then we're going to go out 1 inch, enter. And we're going to go up 0.5 inch, enter. And then we're going to come across here, and it's got to be 4 foot 9 inches. 4 foot 9 inches, because it's 4 foot 7 inches, but we want that extra inch on each side for the lip. And then we come down 0.5 inch, enter, and we come back 1 inch, enter. And now we go down our 9 foot 11 inches, and then we go out 1 inch, and then we go down 0.5 inch, and then we come across and we meet here in the center. Now we hit escape and we select this little line and we delete it. Now we have a piece of trunking built. Bottom right. Now we're going to go get this laying here. Now we go to the home and we go to extrude and we hit the drop down arrow and we go to push pull. We select push pull, and now when we enter the center, that should all light up. We're going to select it, left click, and then escape. How many inches wide is that elevator? We're going to need to go back here to the website, and there should be details here. What size is the trunking? The trunking dimensions are 10 by 16, so it would be 16 inches wide. That trunking should be 16 inches wide. So we hit this bottom right again, zoom that in, we go up here and we select push pull, select in the middle, and we enter 16 inches, enter. Okay, and our boot down here also, we're going to select push pull, and we're going to make that 16 inches. Now we need to build the elevator head. Now, where is A? So this is a little bit of a hat trick, and it just depends how much details you want to get into. So A is 36 inches. So if we want to here, if we go over here and we go to measure distance, and we measure this, and it says 11 inches, and this says that drawing should be 36 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this picture like this, and we're going to left click on the one corner, and we're going to draw it up about 3 times the size. And we want to get this dimension so it is the same as A up here. Right here. A is 88.5 inches. We want to zoom that up to about 88.5 inches. So we zoom that in, and we go up here, and we select measure, and we left click on here, and we go over here, and we are at almost 3 foot. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to make it a lot bigger. Now we're getting real close. We'll go up here, we will measure, and we'll come across here again. 88 inches is 88 divided by 12. 88 divided by 12, 72, 84. So it's 7 foot 4 inches is what it should be, and we're at 6'4". So we're going to zoom it up a little bit bigger. Left click on the corner, drag it a little bigger. Zoom in close, go up here, select measure. Across here, we should have 7 foot 4 inches. We're not quite yet. So we're going to select this again. We're going to make it a little bit bigger again. And measure, select the line, come across. We're a little bit big now. Select the picture again and make it a wee bit smaller. And a wee bit smaller again. If you press down on your sender button on your mouse, then you can drag the picture where you want it to go. That's how you move picture, or by zooming in and out. We're going to measure this up again, and we're at 7 foot 6 inches now. So make it a little bit smaller. That should be really close. 7 foot 5 inches. We're going to say that's good enough. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go up here to 2D drafting, and we are going to basically outline. Oops, I messed up. 2D drafting, and then hit polyline. And we are going to go right here, and we're going to draw this system, this elevator head. I'm going to basically trace it, drawing lines. We're not going to have the motor. There, we drew that whole thing. Now we're going to draw this sender here yet. That way we don't have to be precise. If we have it close, we'll be good. Now we're going to select this and select this. Right click, and we're going to select move. And we're going to move that over here. Now we have somewhat the resemblance of an elevator head. We're going to hit on the bottom right corner. We are going to select that picture, and we're going to delete it. And now we're going to zoom in on this head. We're going to go to home. We're going to go to push pull, select on here, and we're going to make this 16 inches, enter. Now we are going to select this trunking. We're going to select the middle edge here, and we're going to take it to the middle edge of the boot. And then there's the lines are left over from when we drew the elevator. So we want to left click on them and then delete them, because they just get in the way. We're going to move this. We're going to select move, and we're going to move that because those lines are there from drawing the boot. And we're going to select this elevator head also, and right click and move. Come up here, we're going to catch the center edge of that, and we're going to put it on the center of here. There. Now we want to erase them original lines. Hit delete. Now we need to take this elevator and we need to stand it up. So we select it, we right click. Nope, wrong one. We escape, and we escape again, and we go up here and we hit the 3D rotate, and we select all three parts of the elevator, and we hit enter. Then it says specify first access point, and we select the bottom here. Then we type in 90 degrees, and our elevator stands up. Now we can look at our elevator like this if we want, or we can let it at an angle. I always like letting it at an angle. I can see what I'm doing better. We're going to select the elevator head, then we're going to right click, and we're going to hit move. And we're going to move the head of that elevator up 90 foot. Enter. And then we're going to select the trunking section, and we're going to right click, and we're going to select copy, and then we're going to just move that up a little bit. It's got to be straight up, and we're going to hit 10 foot, enter, 20 foot, enter, 30 foot, enter, 40 foot, enter, 50 foot, enter, 60 foot, enter, 70 foot, enter, 80 foot, enter, 90 foot, enter. Now, I'm going to hit escape, and look at that. It's built right up. We have an elevator that is built. We go to view, drop down here, conceptual, and we have an elevator. Now if we hit constrained orbit, we can roll this thing around, see what it looks like. And that looks like an elevator to me. I don't know how it looks to you, but it looks like an elevator to me. So we are going to select our elevator. So basically we left click up here, drag down across, left click again, then we're going to right click, hit copy to clipboard, I'm going to move over here, and we're going to say paste. Now we're going to switch this view to the top. The elevator is dumping to the right, so we're going to hit copy, and we're going to build a second one because we need a dry elevator and a wet elevator. So we're going to build that, then we're going to right click on here, we're going to hit rotate, and see, now we can rotate that elevator. And wherever we click is our pivot point. So now we want these two elevators parked right in line. So we're going to do 2D drafting. We want 3 foot between them. So we're going to draw a straight line here. Type in 3 foot. Now we need to select this elevator. That's not correct. We need to move that line over here. You'll see in a minute why I'm doing that. We select that elevator, we select move, we come down here to this corner, and we select this corner, and we put it at the end of that line. And now we erase the line. We just use that as a spacer. If you look, the elevator this way is dumping this way, the elevator that way is dumping that way. Now, you could build this so that, so we right click and move. We're going to bring it in here. Now, you could build this so that you had them both the same way in a double swing pendulum distributor. But I am showing how to build a very economical system, not a commercial system, a very economical system. And this elevator is going to hit your wet bin and your dryer, and this elevator is going to hit everything else. And if you wanted to expand, then you just keep making these rows of bins go on out through here. You could take these rows of bins and select the 2 bins, right click, copy, and we could say we can move them. Actually, we don't want this bin here, because if we would ever want to do that, we would want more room. We're going to move this bin 6 foot, because if we ever wanted to run a reclaim down through here, we want that bin, we need 12 foot in between here if we ever wanted to run a reclaim down through. So we have our 2 elevators here. We have our bin here, and if you look, our equipment is not all the same height. So we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to select our elevators. And now we're going to have to select move. We need to move them down level. Okay. Now there was something else I seen. It looks like for some reason our grain bin has a gap between the sheets. I'm not sure what happened there. So we're going to move that 44 inches. I made a mistake somehow there. So we got to move them all down. I thought my bin looked pretty high, and that would explain it. There. Now my wet bin is stacked the way it should be. See, that's high enough that an all-girl will come over here and dump into that elevator direct. So hopefully you learned something watching. I believe we are... I need to move these over a little bit because I'm picturing a dryer setting in here, like a portable dryer dumping into this first elevator. Then we'll have a dump pit coming in from this side. So I'm going to save this drawing, and we're going to come back to this drawing when we come back for the next training. Actually, let's put some spouts up. Let's build some spouts while we're working at this. With this here, I like to pivot around. We're going to start with, I need to be able to see this front edge of this outlet of this elevator because we need to put a distributor on here. So now that we got it turned so we can see this, I'm going to hit escape. We're going to go in here to home, cone, and we're going to build a distributor. So the distributor should be about 6 foot across. We're going to say a 3 foot radius for the base. Top radius is going to be 5 inches for a 10-inch pipe. The height should be about 4 foot. Surface segments should be, yeah, I'm going to say 16. That looks good. Now I'm going to select that distributor, right click, hit move, and try to select a spot on the front edge of it, this side, top, and bring it up here and select the sender front. Now we have a distributor. If we go back here to view, we hit conceptual, we have a distributor on our elevator. We hit our restrained view here. We can see that we have a distributor. If we press down on the roller wheel, we can move our system around, and we are building a grain system. It is very simple, but we are building it. So now we need to put some spouts from this elevator. Now we hit escape. Put some spouts from this elevator down to here. And I'm going to go back to my wireframe because that is the easiest way for me to draw. So we need to go to 2D drafting line. We're going to go from the far edge of this bin hole up to here, and that is 64 foot. Now as far as elevator height, I did a 100-foot elevator, which actually I should do some math on that actually. I don't even know if that's the right elevator. So let's look at this right here and say how many feet. That's 45 foot to the bottom left bin. And yeah, so about 45 foot. 45 foot away. And if we want to see the height of these, if we go to the bottom right here and we select the 2D line and we go from up here on the peak and we select the top of the peak and we go down here and we go to our bottom X, it says, see that? 51 foot for a minute. So we have 51 foot high peak, 45 foot away. So if we go to our triangle calculator and we say 45 foot away, minimum of 38 degree slope, we have to be 35 foot taller. So 51 foot plus 35 is 86. Plus we have our distributor, which is almost 5 foot. So that's 86. That's 91. And then we have a cushion box. So we need 95 foot elevator at least. And I think we built our elevator 100 feet tall. I think so. So we're going to just go to where we can pull a measurement on the elevator. 2D, line. We're going to go up here, select the top of the elevator, go down here and select the bottom. And it says 104 foot. Yeah, so that's with the boot, we're 104 foot. That's going to be good. That'll hit everything fine. We won't run into any crazy problems that way. It's better to have your elevator a couple foot taller than to have your elevator not tall enough. So we're going to hit escape, hit 2D drafting. We're going to go to line. We're going to go to the far side of this hole. We're going to come up here to where we want to hook on the distributor, and it says 63.5 foot. So we're going to go over to home. We're going to go to where it said we have the box, we have the cone. We're going to drop down on the cone here. We're going to select cylinder. And we're going to select 5-inch radius. And then we're going to hit 66 foot. Now we have a pipe. Now we're going to go up here to where it says 3D rotate. We're going to click on the down arrow. We're going to hit align 3D. Now we're going to select our spout and hit enter. Then we're going to go to the top and we're going to select the sender. We're going to go to the bottom and we're going to select the sender. And then we're going to select an edge because we need to select 3 spots. So we were coming from here, always from the distributor to the bin. We'll select right here and right here. Now we will hit view and we have a spout. Hit this drop down arrow here, conceptual. And now we have a spout going to our bin. So I'll show you it once again on the next spout how to do that because I zipped through it pretty fast. Let's get this pivoted to a nice spot. So like that, we go to 2D drafting, select line, select the distributor where we want to hook on the distributor, come down here, select the far side of this bin opening. That's 65 foot 7 inches. So we're going to do a 66 foot spout again. So we go up here to home. The second option here, we have the box, and then we have the cone, now we have the cylinder, we have the drop down, we have the cylinder, we select the cylinder, we come over here, we select We just click some random spot. Then it says specify radius, and we select 5 inches because we want a 10-inch spout. And then it says specify height, and we're going to say 66 foot because that's how long of a pipe we need. And we hit enter. Now we're going to go up here and we're going to select the Align 3D. We're going to select the spout, we're going to hit enter, and we're going to hit the center point of that end, and the center point of this end, and then the edge of this end. Now we're going to go up here, we're going to select where we want to hook to the distributor, go down here, select to where we want it go into the bin, select another spot, and we have another spout going to a bin. We are building a grain facility. So we need one more spout coming off here, going to here. And then we need a spout coming off here, going to here. And then we need to get an elevator, a dryer in there, and a drag conveyor in. We're going to put the spout, we're going to let the other spouts for the next video. And I'm going to figure that we did enough in this video. So we're going to save this drawing and return to it in my next episode. So we're going to save this drawing. We're going to go to these, we're going to escape, go to here, nothing's here. We're going to close that file, don't save anything. We're going to close this file, don't save anything. This one here, we're going to close, we're going to hit yes. We need to save it. We need to be ACAD, GDRCAD, and we're going to select training, part, training, LV 24.12.6, we're going to say. Okay. And we're going to select save. So that's going to save. And that is it for today. Until next time, hopefully you can figure out how to run the software and it makes sense. If you run into too much trouble, let me know.